Alright, ladies and gentlemen, grab your popcorn, maybe a cup of tea. Ideally not both, that would be weird. As we're settling in for about a 16-minute time-lapse here for the first time-lapse in Anno 117, the first of many, I have no doubt. To kick us off, moving all of those old houses out of the way to clear a big area of terrain for our Governor Villa, where we're going to build the focal point for our new settlements. The Governor Villa, of course, has the widest radius of any building, so I decided that should be the thing I build around primarily, and then try to figure out where other buildings could go with their radius, or radii, if you want to say that. Now, the building itself actually has a courtyard and an entrance and everything, but I thought, why not put a courtyard around my courtyard and make it a little bit more opulent and a bit more private in a way. So you have to gain access to this one before you get inside. Maybe a little strange, I don't know, but as much as I'd like to build a really big plaza around it with fountains and stuff to make it very ornamental or ornate, space is at a premium in this game, so I didn't want to go too big with it, at least not yet. So let's just give it a little bit of a buffer around it. I think it makes it look a little bit bigger, a little bit nicer, and then start positioning buildings around it. Now, every time I move a building, it costs me money, so I started using blueprints to sort of figure out a layout for houses and things like that, and then I moved the houses into it gradually throughout the time-lapse. So going for a mix of aesthetics, you know, form and function, I suppose. It's hard to say like what the balance I really go for is. It's the same with Anno 1800, you know. In my previous series, I don't want to be super inefficient and make ultra nice looking stuff or like giant plazas, like I said, with loads of fountains and ornate stuff. But at the same time, like I don't want to cram everything into tiny circles just for the sake of like a tiny bit of extra money or whatever to be super efficient. So trying to thread the needle, create a through line between the two, you know, sort of a little bit of both. So trying to make the city look like it makes sense, putting things near each other where they would ideally be on occasion, but then also making sure like, okay, well, if there is a research building here, we should have residences around it to benefit from that. So that kind of thing. So here's an example of it. Right at the back of the Governor Villa, I noticed we're brushing up right against the river. Part of the town is obviously going to be on the other side of the river. So I decided to move the vineyard here with that has, you know, farm modules of grapes against it, because that can really work up against the border of the river. I also thought it would just look really nice to do that. Then the idea was, well, we've got some space in here now between the road and our new entrance going into our villa. Wouldn't it be nice to add the actual Winter building here that requires the grapes? Now, the two aren't actually bordering each other where they transfer one into the other that easily. We could extend a road actually all the way around the villa, and it probably would, but it's more about how it looks. You know, it's like, oh, this is kind of an extension of the same building, and they actually have the same models inside of them, like for the same trees. So if you extend the trees into both, ideally it could look pretty good. Obviously right now it's a blueprint, but I'll show it in just a minute. This is where it gets a bit, you know, difficult, and something I mentioned in the video, which is that triangles, diagonals are hard to fill. It's easy to fill with the farm modules, so that's kind of good, but not easy to fill with anything else pretty much, because there's no buildings that fit diagonals. It would be nice if we had some sort of triangular type ornaments even, because even some trees like just won't go on like a little triangular patch. It's like, come on, man. Why not, you know? Obviously, I'd like functional buildings to do that. And then I got really annoyed when I zoomed in and I was like, ugh, the terrain just does not blend. Again, don't want to dwell on this because I actually talk about it a little later in the video, so we'll see that anyway. But overall, I think, especially at a little bit of a distance, it still looks quite nice having the Vineyard, the Winter next to each other at the back of the Governor Palace. It kind of seems like it makes sense for me. Governor Villa, I need to learn to say that. Anyway, so throwing in a couple of extra houses here just to make use of the space, then putting down a Celtic statue actually here. I just thought it fit the vibe a little bit better than a marble one, because it's kind of dirt roads going into the farm and stuff. And it'll probably stay that way for a long time. Then just filling out the back of this, again, I played around for a while. You're not seeing everything. A lot of stuff is cut in these cuts of the time-lapse. But at the back of the vineyard, I was really trying to put in more vineyard farm modules and stuff, and then try to fit other buildings in there. I just couldn't really find the space for it, so ended up just going with some basic bushes. These are flower bushes with some olive trees kind of placed around them. So I think it looked quite nice, and then I learned that you can actually change the color of them, but rather annoyingly, you have to change the color of each one individually. I took out the cosmetic tool thinking we could just paint them, but you can't. Hoping they add that functionality, because it seems like that's what it's made for. It has the same symbol and everything, but it just didn't do it yet. So again, more flower bushes, then just filling any of these gaps where we can. The flower beds are really big. They extend over the little grid that they're in, so they look kind of like they fill those little triangular gaps, those half squares. whereas the regular little bushes are so small that it doesn't really look that good in my opinion. Overall, like I'm of two minds about the ornaments so far in the game. Like they're pretty good, but it just feels lacking. I guess that'll just be fleshed out with DLCs and stuff and free updates. That's kind of the way it was in Anno 1800. I kind of figured that they'd have more on launch though, knowing that they were like a really big part of the game for people. And I'm not, and I'm not really one to think like, oh, they're just going to carve it up and sell it as DLC. Like, I'm sure that's obviously a focus, but yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wish we had even more modularity to them. I guess I just miss what I'm used to with 1800, where you just had so many by the end of the game. You know, all these industrial ornaments, farm ornaments. You know, I want like a bright harvest now for this game, just for the ornaments. Skins. Anyways, laying out more houses here around the shrine, or the, what's it called? Why can't I think of what that building's called? Sanctuary, that's it. Yeah, around the sanctuary, just to get some of the benefits. And then always trying to stick things together that look like they would fit together. So a lot of the latrines I build near the river, because I think that looks kind of cool. Or near a well, because it feels like the two might go hand in hand together to some degree. And then the same with like a fire station. So it's like, oh, put a well near a fire station, because they'd probably use it. Same with this kind of little block here. So this block is pushing up against the river, so latrine seems like it makes sense there. Little well at the back of it, road connecting into the side, and it kind of just blended itself pretty naturally in there too, so I didn't really have to do much with it. Next up is a little production area, so we've got a warehouse, and then besides it, we're going to cram a few of these like radius buildings, like the Peleus Felter and the Spinner in together. And that way we get the monetary little radius benefit from different houses, for everything that goes around it and everything. So just trying to help that, and also kind of have a thematic area. It's like, yeah, the warehouse is here, a couple of production buildings in sort of almost like their own little district, I feel like. So I thought that kind of came together pretty well. I actually don't remember building that second bridge for some reason. So this is something I was looking to fill, like how can we fill this little area? I thought the little rubble wall was actually quite nice, and I was going to put something underneath it, but then I was like, it kind of doesn't really need anything. The texture underneath is actually totally fine. So let's see, I'm always grabbing like the plebeian households from the blocks that I moved earlier, so sorry if the camera moves back and forth kind of a lot. Ultimately just exploring all the different ornament choices that we have. I love the fact that, one shout out to the fact that we can put different tiles underneath the ornaments now. That is really nice. Some buildings don't have that, like the shrine you can place down, which we'll look at later, but it just has a grass base, and I'm like, oh, why? It's made of marble, but then the edges are just like a little bit of grass, and it's like, oh god, almost there. Alright, so again, just I'm always looking back and forth at what we can put down next. So we have the tavern and the market on this side of town now to feed kind of the right side, and then there's going to be another one down the bottom left to kind of feed them. Trying to break things up and use some more diagonal shaped roads and stuff just to kind of create some diversity, and then throwing in the olive press here. Again, it just felt like it fits kind of better against the edge towards the river. I was thinking of putting the rubble wall in there, and I did for a little bit. I ended up getting rid of it because I actually think it looks kind of weird. So we'll see that later. But trying to dress it and mask it as best I can with trees or little bits of dirt underneath. If you don't do it everywhere, and just a little bit, I feel like it can look a little bit more natural that way. So covering more houses in, but again, you see the problem. There's just gaps, but that's just the way it's going to be. This gap in particular was a bit annoying, so I decided to actually just move the road, and then it kind of freed it up for having like a well in between or a watchtower, so that was quite nice. And again, just filling in the little bits, but you can see little bits of grass survive because that building, the well, doesn't actually go up against the edges, and the road doesn't either at the curves, so you end up seeing little bits of grass. So I feel like the design of this curved road system slash putting stuff underneath buildings wasn't fully, it's like it wasn't consistent amongst the artists or something, or like someone did that later in the development and not everything was made suited to it. That's how it feels, but I don't know, I could be wrong. Anyway, so I put in a curved wall down there. I think that actually looked quite nice, and then I got rid of the other one because it felt like three walls along the riverbank looked a bit strange. You could say it could be consistent that way, but just something about it didn't look right to me, so I just ended up getting rid of it. Sandal maker in by the market. So again, production buildings in and around the market I thought made sense, and then a watchtower looking over it also kind of made sense. It's like you don't want people stealing like goods that are being made or harassing the market or something like that. I don't know, it just seemed like that would kind of make sense. I don't know actually, I guess I assume there's probably a forum building in the game that you get later. Started building out my defensive wall. So my idea was basically like, well, why not just go edge to edge with the natural terrain and block off the coast wherever we could. The AI tends to build a little wall around a small town inside its island, but to me it's just like, well, why wouldn't we just like block off the wall, like the cliffs, you know? Ultimately you'll have to go through one of these beaches, so there's I think 3 or 4 beaches on this island, so it's going to take a little while to cover each one, but that's my plan for now. It would be nice to have a wall, an inner wall at some point, but yeah, not exactly sure where that's going to go in future. These towers, by the way, they actually take 12 farmer or Libertas workforce each, so everything's just going to stay blueprinted for a while until I'm ready to actually deploy them. I feel like if you get waged war on, then it's like, okay, I'm just going to build them all real quick and maybe defend that way, but I'll try not to game it too much. But at the moment, my workforce is really strained, so can't really afford to keep them running right now. Alright, so I think around this point I actually thought I was going to be done, but then I ended up coming back and doing a few more adjustments. Oh yeah, got my shrine next to the fire station here. So the sanctuary is pretty far from this area, so I was like, oh, to give them something, we'll just throw in the shrine down here. Accidentally deleted both, which was really annoying because you had to pay concrete for them, so my bad on that one. Ended up with no concrete left for the paved roads. I was thinking braziers around this area would be cool, but then I kind of thought like, well, I don't know, fire next to a fire station, would they do that? Maybe. I guess it's controlled, but it's something about it made me think like, oh, I should probably remove them, especially if they're next to trees and stuff. So I eventually changed them out for something else. Can't quite remember, but I'm not sure if I showed it. I have another fountain here. Put the mosaic pattern underneath it. I was trying to make some sort of like more opulent little area for the future, just to see what we had at our disposal in terms of ornaments. Remember, there are ornaments I haven't unlocked yet as well. You get more throughout the game when you unlock further tiers. There's not much left that I haven't got actually, so I'm almost maxed out. They might add more before release. It's my hope that they do. They added a bunch from the beta to now, which is just a few months ago, so it's like, yeah, maybe. Oh, it might just be me, but the sound of the building is actually gone now for some reason. Anyway, just filling in more houses again. Anywhere there's a gap, you know, trying to make space for the watchtower, the latrines, maybe a well. Try to evenly space them out rather than always put them down in groups of 3, because it can look really obvious what you're doing then, I suppose. Like, well, why are these always together? Popping the medicus down as well, so taking it from the other side of town, deploying it here in the center. I thought it looks quite nice. It is kind of like a military camp looking building almost, so I'm not sure if it really fits within the aesthetic of the city, especially as the city gets bigger and bigger and we have tier 3 and tier 4 residents. I feel like buildings like that are going to look quite odd, but I could be wrong. Maybe they'll look a bit better. I was then looking around at like what other buildings have I missed. Another latrine over towards this area I thought would look good, so I covered it with bits of dirt, bits of mud as well to make it look kind of more lived in, I guess, and then some trees. So I was looking for an area for the felter, because I was like, oh yeah, I completely forgotten the left side of the town to give it any of these area of effect stuff, and we'll talk about that as the episode rolls on a bit further. So I said it earlier, but this is actually the part where I was going to leave it. I've done a lot already at this point, and then just somewhere around here, I don't know, at the next cut probably, I came back in and I started moving the Grammaticus because I realized it was really far up and not hitting a lot of our houses. Yeah, so here. So I was like, yeah, there's a lot down by the coast that I'm not covering. So I decided where that little fountain is that's like more opulent, that would be a good place for it. And then we could put the fountain in at the bottom of it, and that would actually look really nice across from the Grammaticus. So Grammaticus has gone in, these houses move back up, the fountain comes back down, and now the two together I think actually look pretty good. I don't think it looks too weird having the Grammaticus next to some houses as well, so I made them curved. So it's like a little side street between the two, just a little bit. To make it look a bit more lived in again, I guess. And then we moved the sanctuary down to hit the, again, more coastal buildings. Flip the sanctuary around so that the statue is actually not on the elevated hill, because the tree is there, the big tree that we built, and I thought it actually looks a bit better that way. It faces towards the sun now. And then again, just dressing up the amenities of this little area. Now, I had cut a little bit out here, but I built another production area, which is effectively a few of these production buildings, but then also another warehouse. Yeah, so I kept these three together, like a little production area, just linearly. I'm actually blocking a house that we'll need to address. I did look at it and notice that, but then I just, for some reason, forgot about it. So, this would be the most grid-like little area, I suppose, but kind of like it. And then, yeah, the warehouse goes in. I thought I cut this out, but I guess not. I guess it's worth seeing. Alright, we're kind of approaching the end here. So this is the Garum building, so this has a big negative effect for houses around it. But I thought I'd build it off at an angle, just make something a bit different here. And then again, use a lot more dirt path, cover it up with some trees, and try to create a border between the houses and it. So it just seems like it's, you know, there's been some city planning going on that's attempted to be masked a little bit. Even though that doesn't actually dampen it at all, the smell. And then I had a lot of problems trying to cram houses in down here, so I cut a lot out. Then I went with this little colonnade, and I thought that looked kind of nice to just create like an almost mini house looking structure at the back, even though it's obviously not a house, but like a little leisure area. Filled in this area with paving and then used that colonnade again to kind of decorate the outer bounds of the sanctuary. I think that looks kind of nice. With a few extra trees, braziers, pillars, and some fountains. This place really comes to life. Once we get the cobbled roads, it'll look even better then, because at the moment we've got dirt roads everywhere. But that's pretty much going to be it for this time lapse, the first one in the bag. I'm recording this after the episode, so my voice probably sounds quite jaded. But over to Darren. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, the new and improved city of Mimosa. Party Central has had its first iteration, the first of many, I'm sure, as we unlock concrete construction, as well as other amenities and different improvements that extend the ranges of our buildings. This layout is going to be ever evolving and changing, I have no doubt. Now, time is paused, so our city is a ghost town. 50,000 people used to live here. But I'll talk about that in a minute. We'll let time play in just a moment. I just wanted to touch on briefly that you guys have really shown up for the videos. I just want to say thank you. You know, I sometimes go weeks without uploading, and you know, I'm almost a casual YouTuber at this point, even though it is like my full-time job. But you never know. I'm doing a series again. Are people going to watch? Has everyone just left or gone on to other channels? Whatever the case might be. Am I going to be irrelevant? No, but seriously, you don't know how it's really going to do, and it's doing really great, and everyone seems to be enjoying the daily videos. The reason I mention this is because Amazon Web Services went down, which affected getting into Ubisoft Connect. I couldn't connect for about 10 hours. And I actually put up a post on the community tab to say, sorry guys, it ain't happening. You know, I can't get in, unfortunately. And it was frustrating because I could see in other parts of the world people were able to play, but I just couldn't. I'm in the UK and it just wouldn't connect. Anyways, I put that post up, and then an hour later, here I am, I'm in the game. So I just wanted to say thanks. I wouldn't have bothered, honestly, if it wasn't for the comments and the support of those videos. And I truly mean the comments, not just the views, but the comments. Because people were saying, man, it's so great to see Darren back in Anno. I hope it's going to be like a 200 episode playlist. I just got done with the last one and boom, here's the next one. That kind of stuff is like really, I mean, the enthusiasm is infectious. What can I say? Now, I really like the game, so I have absolutely no problem playing it in the evenings. I just wanted to mention my voice might be a little strained. And I just had dinner, so I might be somewhat more lethargic, but I'll try not to be. So I just want to say thank you. Really do appreciate it. Obviously, there is this slight incentive for me too. The videos are doing well, so obviously enjoy that aspect. But truly, if I didn't see the response I saw in the comments and the engagement on the video, I don't know if I would have bothered. I'd say, oh, just tomorrow will be fine. So shout out and thank you. Now, why is the video paused, or the game? Well, I want to touch on a couple of things really quickly. It's paused because if I let time play, this ship is a pirate ship, will come over and start attacking me. I know that because I did let time play a few minutes ago just to see the town flourish with people. And then as soon as I got attacked, I was like, oh, I'll just reload it back to the end of the time lapse because I didn't want you guys to miss that or anything. So the other reason is I just wanted to quickly touch on, I know we've been heavy on the cosmetics and the YouTuber talk, but I just thought we'd touch on the layout of the city really quickly. So we of course have our Governor Villa here, and we expect to see the economy go into some sort of shock because the Governor Villa doesn't have all the houses in range anymore. Now as time goes on, we'll throw more things in there, and I do plan on adding this part here, which isn't developed or hasn't been, you know, what's the word, like redone. I do plan on adding that somewhere over there and then developing and laying it out properly as best I can. I just ran out of time, you know, so I didn't quite get time to do it. Now, if I knew there was going to be a 9-hour outage, maybe I could have done it then. I couldn't get into the game though, so so what can you do? Anyways, so yeah, so we will move stuff over there. I expect the economy to kind of actually not collapse, but go down a little bit because we'll lose some workforce. There's some good items in here like Brutus Julius Lupus. You know, 20% extra workforce, extra happiness, health, and knowledge from the taverns, but there's no, you know, these guys won't have that effect because they're touching taverns that don't relate, that kind of thing. So we expect to see it go down a little bit. So yeah, so the idea was to obviously have this little vineyard and the kind of winery and all that kind of stuff around it. Then we've got this little production center here. So the main things to really focus on, I suppose, is some of the area of effect buildings that you might be curious about, just so you know the layout as well, so you don't get lost when I'm spinning the camera around at Mach 10. We have the Grammaticus here, so this has actually really good reach. I saw in the tech tree there's actually something to get plus 20% range on this, so I'll probably go for that pretty soon. I also saw in the tech tree, of course, there are cobbled roads, but there's also marble roads later, so I'm guessing reach goes even further. We then have the Sanctuary up here, so pretty good coverage on this as well. Slight not hitting everybody down toward the coast, but again, with technologies and road types and stuff, hopefully we'll get there, as we're not too far off. What else? But the ones that we didn't cover, I did throw down on this. It's not like it's a certain amount of religious you can get out of them. We could stack both, but it was nice to get something out of everybody, I guess. And to feel like immersively they've been met with something if they're too far from the shrine up this way. We then have the Garum production building, right? So this has a lot of negatives to it, so I didn't mind the fact that half the circle, or at least a third of the circle, is over towards the mountain and the river here, like non-playable area. So, you know, we still get a lot of the benefit, but we don't have to have a huge amount of the negative as well. It's obviously they're tied together, but you know what I mean. We're not covering as much as possible, and that's okay. Then yeah, a few different buildings here: Sandal Maker, you know, Tunics and Peleus Felter. I think I'm actually missing Tunics down here completely, so I might. It is tempting to stick it in like instead of one of these or a couple of houses here, because there's a production building right there. I'll have to think about it though. I don't really know where it's going to go. Anyway, that just gives us money, so we're okay for now to leave it off. I did notice, last thing would be in the consumption tab, we're a little low now on these buildings. I must have deleted a couple without realizing. I did say that I was just trying to meet halfway demand, but we need to build a couple more. But I want to see how the Libertas workforce settles before we do that. In way to encourage that, probably delete some of the pigs. We no longer need them. Yeah. And it looks like hemp is going to be strained as well. A lot of things are actually going to be strained. So a lot of work needs to be done. Just really quickly, deleting 2 of these. Then we should get some workforce back. All right, let's let time play. We, of course, have to get to Albion and deal with stuff over there. I'm just going to hang about here for a second, see what happens with the ship as it comes in. And the idea was down here to have a warehouse kind of construction crane or repair crane down here, and maybe some other buildings. Also, these wooden defense towers, they actually take... Oh, actually, maybe not. I thought they take workforce. Let me just pause it again really quickly. Do they? They do. It doesn't say it in that tooltip, but it does in this one. 12. So, again, workforce we're a little tight on at the moment, so we'll need to get some more people. Alright, that's the time play. Yep. Looks like they're staring right at me. Dodge it! Oh my god! Oh no. Oh.
A ship is under attack.
Oh, he just came in for a sneaky attack and then he's pulling out. I don't know if we'll actually catch him. Speaking of ships, let's get our flagship to come down here as well. Let's see if we can cut him off a little bit by banking him in our bay. I don't know if you can go through there. It'd be so cool if they could like get beached and stuff. And Zara Nitu.
A structure is under attack.
Oh, my trading post is shooting at him as well. Trading post missed. Trading post has a couple onagers. Right there. Come on, boys. Lined it up. No, he's out of range now. Oh, yeah. He's gone through.
Neptune's finest! Ready!
My ship doesn't seem to want to do that. How is he able to do that? I can't do it. At least not by default pathfinding, anyway. Looks like he's just getting out of here, so maybe we could just leave him. I thought maybe we get involved in a bit more combat. But that's okay. Oh, the workforce has gone positive again, because it is tempting to make another ship. There is 49 workforce on this ship alone, so it's a lot. I wonder are there technologies to reduce that?
We stand waiting.
Alright, we'll give chase just around here. If the further we go there's more pirates out this way. There's a lot of little black triangles down on the bottom of the map there. So I'd be worried about going too far. So let's just hang back around here for now. Link up with our flagship. And then let's get back into it. A lot of things being bought and sold. It's good to see. Making little cash injections here and there. We're now building up concrete again in the background. As that builds up, we'll then extend the road system and stuff. Ooh, got a problem here. I do recall that, actually. We'll just move this there, and we will pop down dirt here. Yeah, did I miss anything else? Not really. There's going to be a Grammaticus here.
Your people
and
are
then more
alien.
houses just up this way. Because of the diagonal nature of the way the landmass goes here, I might shift the houses to be a diagonal here. But unfortunately, as you know, like, there's nothing to fill in these little triangular gaps other than just some grass and maybe a tree. It's quite disappointing. I kind of wish they... It seems really inconsistent that they didn't do that. Like, they give you the option to have diagonal rows. Awesome. People asked for it for ages. But then it's like they didn't give us anything to fill those gaps that's useful in any way. So it's just, it completely goes against, like, the being optimal in the game at all. Because it's like, I can't do anything with this. Like, why can't we have a triangular house? Like, if it could just add up the grid points to be 9, it would be the same size, if you know what I mean, the same footprint. But yeah, but it's just not there, so kind of disappointing. I know that's going to be modders, like, first thing, but you don't want it to be done by mods. I wouldn't even mind if there was just more ornaments and then more blending. Like, this thing not blending looks ugly as hell. I hope they do something about that, but I wouldn't hold my breath. I just doubt it's a focus for them at all, but I really hope they do. Because a lot of things do blend, but some things just don't, so it's just a bit inconsistent. So I'm generally pretty high on the game, but, you know, it is not without its flaws with things like that. A lot of people don't care about cosmetics, though, so I kind of understand, but I do. Anyways, our ships are together.
Ready.
Now, the workforce has plummeted back into the negative. What happened? I didn't build anything, did I? I'd moved a house. Oh, there was a plague. Do we see it, though? I don't actually really see it. There are places... No, these are just looking to... Yeah, they've run out. That's okay. Right, so... I'll tell you what. We'll have to pause the hemp. Oh, the plague's out here. That's interesting. It's on production buildings. I guess it locks in your workforce as well. I was going to say, let's pause the buildings that make us money. Just for a little bit. So money's tumbling, but the workforce is crawling back up. And we'll do the same down... Oh, these are all paused. So I pressed Shift P. Pauses all buildings of a type across your island. So it's a good way to just to quickly get your workforce back. But I don't know where they're kind of evaporating off to. So just really quickly, let's just build a few more. And I'll hope that everything's okay in terms of the amount of things we're making. So let's just have a look at the screen again. One thing I did add a lot of is, like, I didn't get rid of many houses, but I added a lot more of those little small buildings like watchtowers and stuff, and they do eat up your population, so that could be it. So we're a little low on porridge. Fish is okay, bread's okay, garam's okay. Really all we care about at the lower tier, though, because that's the residences we're suffering from. Population comes from these two categories here. So we need more porridge. And for that we need more oats. Oats is okay, but one of the porridge buildings is under plague right now, so that could be part of it. Might just throw one in. It's a catch-22, right? It takes workforce to use that, but it's going to give us back workforce, so... It is what it is. Man, the plague devastated the sheep. They're completely gone. Anyway, I'm getting so distracted. We need to go to Albion. There's things to be built. And how's our technology tree looking? Yeah, we still got some tech going. Okay, good. Right, so we'll just get this place started with something basic. It looks like we've got a nice open area here for a big town, so let's get started with that. So, again, we're going to be fairly grid-like, at least at first, and maybe then in future we can do something to shake it up a bit, but just do something like this, kind of basic. Let's get started with the woodcutter. Oh yeah, we can build these anywhere now. I keep forgetting that. Well, we'll keep it close by anyway for now. So 1, 2... We'll just do 2. Our workforce is... We've obviously got nothing, because there is no people.
There is a shortage of workforce
Yeah.
in one of your cities.
Alright, whatever. It's fine. So that'll get us started. Then we just need some houses. Could go down to straight down to the coast. I guess why not? I'll just go to... Coast starts here. So there. Okay, won't really be able to build anything yet. We'll unlock this a bit later. That's cockles and eel, I believe. Murder and poison. An elder woman wearing manacles stands before you, flanked by custodes. A young woman died from drinking a love potion sold by this woman in the market of Mimosa. The woman pleads that many have survived and benefited from her medicines, and the man was sickly. Decide her punishment. Execute, exile, or hard labor. This one has no effect. We could get extra happiness at the cost of prestige. I think I'd do that, yeah. Or more prestige and happiness. No, we don't have that many items, so prestige is only going to give you more slots, right? I don't know if it's really going to do much else. It might help diplomacy. But we'll do this one.
A bold step.
4 hours of extra happiness back at our Latium island. So we'll let that place build up construction for a while.
Your glory.
Oh, look.
Almost
He loves it.
equals my
He
own.
loves that we're happy. We're at negative 700 fire safety, though. People had actually mentioned other YouTubers have experienced negative 2,000 and survived. So I don't like seeing a big negative red number flashing in my face, but it does say every 40 minutes we have 12 buildings catch fire. It's like, okay, it's not that bad. And then every 14 hours you have an inferno. Kind of just want to see it. So I guess I can leave it as is, and eventually hopefully we'll deal with it. What's this?
Time to decide.
Queso and his honorable associates have chosen you as a lucrative target for an attack. That is, unless you pay them in advance. Pay the ransom? 9,200. It's not that much. Or refuse and accept the risk. Leads to war. I thought we were at war. I mean, he just attacked me. Maybe he'll attack islands, though. I say, screw it. I'm not paying 9 grand. Aliyakta. Yeah, sure, let's go. Alright, workforce has climbed back, roared back into success. We don't really have enough to make another ship, though, embarrassingly. We're actually still positive for money, just about. It is falling, even without our monetary buildings. I'm just wondering what to do next, and where to grow next. If we try to grow a bit more deliberately, we could just build even a block or two out this way to get that extra workforce bonus. Before having to I'm sure we'll reorganize these as well, but just that'll keep us going. Now, in order to keep them going, we need more fish. Could start the fish production down here finally, maybe. We can go in there. That gives us money, actually, thinking about it. So yeah. For all those houses. So that'll help. So let's check now. So fish is good.
I wish to collaborate with your scholars.
Okay, cool. You wish to collaborate. Do you really wish to collaborate? Or are you just saying that? -5.
You are not here about a goat, are you?
I don't know the reference. We're so close. Refused ransom. She liked the fact that we refused the ransom with the pirates. That's cool. Few completed contracts. Yeah. Maybe if we did one more contract for her. Just real quickly, let's check her island. In a minute. Okay. If we do one more, maybe that'll be enough to tip it. Potentially. And as we build more research, actually, she was looking for that. So we're currently getting armor smithing. It's a bit overkill, actually. We don't really need that. What I would like is... This allows us to build out at the harbor further. Latin water construction. There was something I was looking for. Oh yeah, tacking. That's it. Movement speed 5% and unfavorable wind impact -20. So our ships just move a little bit better. Let's get that one. 29 minutes though, duration. Jeez. That's rough. We're just able to get that straight out from this one? That's interesting. I thought you would have had to work your way down. That's interesting. So these nodes act as places that you can start from. There was... Where's the one for the increased range of the Grammaticus? Nope. Wouldn't be that. Night Watch. Artificer Intelligence. Knowledge area effect from a siege workshop. Siege buildings will produce knowledge. That's cool. Yeah, so sorry, I just thought I had it somewhere. Oh, it's probably just this one, isn't it? Yeah. Effect range of the Grammaticus 20. That's obviously quite far away. Okay, we don't have to worry about that. So yeah, tacking we'll get next. What else do we have? Water conservation. The Governor Villa gets Libertas Workforce 25. Kind of desperate for that workforce, honestly. I'm surprised there isn't more things in here for it. Or I guess I just suck. Well, there's probably items, actually, that would do it, really. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, I'll leave it as is then. That's going to still take a while for the research tree to get through. Maybe we should be looking for items. We do have 19,000. Zara Nitu is after buying a island. She has like 9 islands now. What do we have here? So I'm going to pause time when I'm looking through these things. You know, I think that's a reasonable thing to do. People don't mind too much. Because I used to read them so quickly, but now we actually have the time. So we don't have money for Nero Vullius Fama. But it's kind of interesting to see. Snailery and sheep farm, pig farm and Latium. Reduced workforce and upkeep. Run by Equites instead of Libertas. Fire safety in range 1.2. By the way, people were saying like, oh, fire safety is so crazy. It really needs to be rebalanced. And I actually agree. But generally, I think their thinking is that like they want you to get like an aqueduct and build things to like reduce it that we haven't gotten yet. But you could say like the balance in the game, if your city status is at 3, you're not building an aqueduct. So why is it punishing me so much now? I don't know. Anyway. Fire safety for all houses in range, 1.2. I mean, that's pretty good. Hunting cabins and fisheries, reduced workforce 33%. She'd be good for the small little outbuilding we have. This is done in 54 seconds, though. We're actually not going to get here in time anyway. What a shame. It's just going to be a tease. It's cool to see the items, though.
Insolent knave.
Now that we're at war, I wonder could we maybe pick off a few ships? We should probably try to travel together and then go out towards these places to get our contracts. Has Zara opened up to us yet? No. Wow, I can't believe I didn't let time play for so long. Alright. Let's brighten up the day. Armor smithing was discovered. Workforce is going really good now, actually. Yeah, nice. So another little pet peeve of mine. That statistics screen in the game is really disappointing because normally you go into governance and you select like houses. Obviously this screen's a bit different, but let's say population. So it's kind of neat, right? We can see where we're getting population from. So the nearby market is giving extra population even just to the city watch. So we're getting people out of this, apparently, with all these effects. So that's fine, whatever. It's just a bit hard to read. The main issue for me, though, is in Anno 1800, when you selected residences, your tiers of residence that were in this screen somewhere, it would actually tell you, okay, this house has a potential of getting 10 people, and you're currently getting 8, right? You can filter by how many. So like this, you could filter by how many houses have 8 people, 10 people in them, and you see at the bottom of the list all the ones that don't. Then you click it and you go to it and you'd be like, oh great, this one doesn't have as many as it should. Why? And then you realize, oh, they're too far from a market or whatever. You don't have that in this game. It's really disappointing. So I can kind of see why they've removed it in some ways. I think it's because there is no cap to the amount of people you can have in a house. It's not like the farmer residence can only go up to 10 and then the worker goes to 20 and then so on and so forth. No, they've just left it uncapped, and with stacking benefits, you can cram as many people as you want in there, and then you get a population out of that. Sorry, a workforce. You get a workforce out of that. So I like the system, but they need to improve that screen because there's so many stacking effects now. It's like, well, how do I know, you know? Sort by workforce? Parge that? Yeah, I need this screen, but for people. Maybe it's somewhere in there. Again, I seem to struggle with the screen, or it isn't in there. But anyway, I digress. Because I'd love to be able to see, like, oh wow, you know, the population just came up by quite a lot. We did build this, so fair enough. But could I be getting more? Is there somewhere that's really underserved right now? I don't know. Without, like, going manually through every building. Like, how can I know this? You know? It's like even this just shows me this one, and then this one. It's like there might be some houses that didn't show me. I don't know. Anyways, pet peeves, I guess. Well, I plan on sending that feedback. Nicely worded, hopefully. They did ask for feedback, so. Alright, the plague is still ongoing out there.
This cannot be the fate intended.
That's pretty cool, actually. We don't have a Medici out here. I'm hoping that this plague just goes away. Because I don't really want to build another one. Now that the workforce is way better, we could start to re-up these buildings again.
Just gonna rest.
And that should allow us to make money. So we're down to 59. The money's coming back up now. Nobody's sleeping anymore. Good. Ship is on the way. Oh wow, so this ship is escorting that ship, or it's following it, but it's not staying with it. Aggressive stance, escorting. I wonder, is there a way to make them stay together? There used to be.
We stand waiting.
Because that needs to be changed as well. You need to be able to have group movement, right? Yeah, I don't know. It was an option just somewhere down here. It's like kind of like this. This is aggressive, disciplined, evasive. If I say disciplined, unit never abandons its commands and holds its ground. What would normally happen is you select this ship, the escorting one, and you right-click the one you want to follow. That ship would now stop or slow down until this one can catch up, and then they travel together. We need that back. If it's in the game, let me know. Alright, maybe over to Albion for a few minutes. Looks like the economy is bouncing back, so that's good. We'll have to check the production screen though soon, obviously. Speaking of production, we are making some wood, but not very much. So can they get their things now? Right, so cockles, the sweet delicate taste of humble cockle is enough to bring anyone out of their shell. Thick-bodied and more nourishing than cockles, eels are worth more than the Roman who doesn't mind a bit of gristle. So you get that in the swamp, I believe. The cockle picker, so it's the coastal building.
Never out of water long in my line of work.
It is a bit blustery out this way. Could we be sending ships around a bit more? I think we could.
Time flies, as do we.
It's interesting. I wonder, does it tell me like this workforce comes from, like where do they come from? We built this ship in Latium. It says workforce needed 3. I'm assuming it's still tied to Latium, but I don't know if we see that on the ship anywhere, do we? Not that I can spot. Anyway, not enough cockle stuff going there, so
But a few more feet in the
let's
slurry.
pause these buildings just for a minute. That'll give us the workforce back to get these guys started. We'll build them up a little bit too. Let's go out to the sides actually. Nice looking houses. Just like home. Nobody around though, as we wait for them to grow in. Diana's completing trades left, right, and center. Love to see it. Means that we have a surplus and excess of stuff she's buying. Here's low on something. Hemp. Concrete's building up. We can start to pave some streets actually, just to look a little nicer. Alright, so let's go through things. Start the game from scratch. So, Porridge is borderline. Yeah, I guess there's problems with the farms. Promotion not possible. Oh my god. Looking for helping hands. Instant repair. Locked. In ruins. Is that just because the plague is still nearby? I assume so. They are rebuilding themselves though. So plague must just literally wear down the buildings until it destroys it. Yeah. Fair enough. Oh yeah, armor making now. Increases the odds for those who gamble with their lives. Oh, that's cool. For some reason I thought when we unlocked it, it made our armor on ships stronger. And I thought we wouldn't really need it. But we don't need that yet. Until we start thinking about troops landing. By the way, there is a fleet heading to my islands in the north. Hang on one second. So over at Diana's, items. Do you have anything we can put on a ship right now? We already have a captain on that one, but a captain on the other one might be good. Ooh, you look... Well, you look expensive. 110,000. Kathu Bodwa. Battle Crow. So ship archer accuracy 20%. Ranged offense 2. Movement speed 15 and transfer speed 30 between regions. The steerswoman. She has her eyes closed. That doesn't give me confidence. Movement speed 10%. I feel like I kind of need you, actually, to be honest, on the other ship, because it's so slow. Residences in range. Health from sardines and prestige. Let's, I might as well just buy that little one.
What could you possibly require?
And we'll stick him on the white bull. So there's a captain on both ships. Because you're moving at 15% speed. So you could do it something because you're so slow. Your sail speed is at minimum 40 feet per second.
Sailway, no Arcus.
Up we go. Yeah, I think this is going to be a desperate race to get to that island by the looks of things. Now, I think the warehouse will defend, right? We saw the onager on the warehouse. This one just has one.
Could you take this letter for me?
Increase it. Extra catapults. Looks like it's ready to go straight away. Oh yeah, little menacing fleet coming in. So what do they got? Oh, this ship has like little ballista or scorpions out the sides. Same with this one, and then this one is like the siege ship, is it? Yeah, it's got the onager on the front. Whoa, watch out for the whale. And it's got prisoner stuff at the back. It might be heading straight for my little trade ships. This is my trade ship with the olives and resin on it. It does look like they're angling right towards it. Yeah, they definitely are. That's okay. As you come down this way, our fleet's going to intercept.
What could you possibly require?
So let's just go across here.
Through the waves.
A 3v2? I don't know. I don't know. Hey, when did we go into the negative? Oh my god. Wait a second. I thought I just bought that for 2,000. She wasn't 20,000, was she? I'll have to look back at that. I thought it was 2,500. We have like no money now. We are gaining money. Maybe so. Oh, was it the increase of this? How much did that cost? So if I was to do that here. No, it cost 500. Jeez. Yeah, I didn't notice whatever happened there. Sorry, guys. Trade ship is just about to get around the corner here and get out of here. It is tempting to take the fight
Waiting for your decree.
to try to protect the ship. I mean, nearby a dock, because I feel like fighting without a dock is going to be really tough 2v3. But maybe not. I don't know.
We stand waiting.
Should we just go for it? What's our range on this one? That one?
Time flies.
We're moving a lot faster now. Let's go for the intercept.
We stand waiting.
Fire. Oh, firing ahead of time.
Attack. Through the waves.
It's nice that they haven't stopped, because it's going to make the ones catching up to us not catch up, basically. Keep go, 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 go. Keep going. Damn, this might be a problem. Dodge, 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 dodge. Oh my god. Alright, that one is just bailing out, so we have to turn around and take the fight to these ones. Man, they are after my trade ship. They do not care about this fight, actually, thinking about it. It's just happenstance, I think.
Time flies, as do we.
Yeah, a bit disappointing. The AI should have really stopped and fought us, right? That's not right. It's not working correctly. In my opinion, anyway.
Forward. Through our
We're
ship,
very close to
for the
dying
stars.
with our flagship.
Neptune's finest. Ready.
Okay, you can pull away now.
Bad way to go. Chained to a sinking ship. How could you?
So our capital is over there.
Festina
I need to get to the repair... Oh, we don't have a repair crane. I was going to build one over there. Alright, so it's the White Bull now, basically. He's on its own. Our trade ship is pulled in. Stay where you are.
Waiting for your decree.
A structure is under attack.
Oh my god.
Through the waves.
They're going to take it out in the port. They're actually attacking this now. That's good. They're not attacking the ship. So that's one down. They're attacking from this one now, so just pull up here and start attacking it. It is a Quinkereem, is it? Raider 2.
A wolf for pouncing on a stake. Know what I mean?
I need to circle around it constantly to avoid its shots. Because it's narrowest when you're close to it, so if we just keep staying close to it, we'll be okay, I think. Just about. Our base thing actually misses it every now and then. Oh, what a close shot.
As do we.
Got him.
We advance.
What do we get? 43 tiles. Okay.
Destina Lente.
Wow, okay. Job done. Took out 3 ships. Bit anticlimactic the way we had to do it, but happy that we did it. That's good. Yeah, let's just move over there. I don't know if I should build a... I guess I should build a repair crane over here. I wanted to do it over there, but it probably should be next to the trading post, right? Can't build out in the water yet. So just slam it in there. Needs to wind up, I guess, as well. Man, we are battered.
Remember that we die. Hmm?
They just had tiles on them as well. Oh no, I didn't pick those up yet.
Time flies. As do we.
Alright, we'll drop the tiles off. It'd be cool if your ships had experience or something, actually, because I feel like that was good. And we got some wood. Great. Alright, population's still okay. We have a quest now. What do you got for me?
Aye, Praetor. I'm afraid to report that the survivors of a recent naval skirmish have been captured by the notorious
Oh, that's quite cool.
Syracuse. He means to sell them off as common slaves.
It's quite cool because obviously we just had that battle, so I guess that it's a contextual event. Yeah. I'll help with that. So, reprising freedom. Oh my god. So somewhere at the edge of the map, in the very southeast, which is quite close to where the pirates are. They're over there somewhere. Still haven't actually seen their island, which is crazy. Can't get to it. Meet Syracuse at sea to see if we can get our guys back. Now, the other thing I want to do is we want to talk to Zara. That was ages ago. 384 tons of sheep? Wow. 170 tons of pigs. We could try that one again. We still make more than we need. It would be nice to get some docks or something. Do we have that yet? Or depots, I mean. No, I don't think so. I'm sure it was... Oh, there. Depots. 3 minutes to get that. Let's bring that up here to get that quicker. Increase the storage of the island, because we actually can't store that many pigs yet. How many are on the island? 56. We could take away the sell order on those and just let them build over time. And then we can hand that into her. So no trade on that one, please. And then if we check in here, we can see that we are producing 4 per minute. And we're only consuming 2. So we make 2 per minute, basically.
We stand waiting.
No space. Just throw that overboard then. Alright, back to your... Actually, I'll wait till you heal as well, I think. And then we'll send the ship back out. This ship is needed to bring in the resin to keep our pottery going. One thing I'd like to do is let's build some of the roads. So I'd like to build concrete roads all around the villa. And I guess this Grammaticus could look quite nice if we do it there. That's it. We could just do a little bit. We'll just brighten it up really quickly. There we go. The sanctuary is lit, and our little concrete roads are looking a little bit better. A little bit more complete. That statue I was admiring in Zara's Island I've used now here.
Accept my sacrifice. An ox of clay, an ox in spirit.
Cool. Alright, we might have to call it there. The ship is now healed. We'll send it back out. These two can just go sit in that corner until they're healed. We ultimately just need... We've got more to raise another ship. I think we should do it now. We'll just have to try and meet that demand. 3,200. Oh yeah, I spent all that money. I'm going to have to watch that footage back to see what the deal is with that. And then we have to go back to Albion and actually really focus in that area. It's just so much going on. It's hard to keep up with everything. I like to pause every now and then, but I want to, for the most part, keep the game running. It makes it more interesting, I think. Alright, anyway, that's going to be it for me. Thank you very much for watching. I know this last bit of the episode is a bit chaotic, like I said, late at night for me, and I didn't get to plan as much as I usually do. But it's cool to see a little bit of ship combat. We can see a bunch of ships stationed down here, at least 4 from the pirates. And this is just south of my island. We've waged war with Queso, and I don't see any going across any other place at the moment. So it'd be nice to build up our fleet a little bit, take them down a peg, and then clear the streets, clear the waves for a little bit, and then yeah, see if we can complete other quests that are in that area and stuff. Alright, anyway, that's going to be it for me. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you'd like to see next as we close towards the end of this, I suppose, possibly miniseries, but I'd like to continue it into the full release of the game, but we'll see what people feel. It really depends how much the game changes between now and then. If it really doesn't change much, I'd be kind of happy just continuing this. Also, I think on the 23rd, which is the final day for the content creators at least, maybe I'll stream the Albion playthrough. The Albion side of things, people are asking what's so different about it. I mean, you just start in Albion. I mean, that's the main difference. It's a little harder out there, potentially, because there's less ways to make money and less, you can't go as high with tiers, and ultimately you have to come down to Latium then, I guess. So it could just be a different perspective. We could play as like a barbarian that focuses on the Celto-Romano style, because you can choose which one you go with. So yeah, probably we'll do that. In the next episode, we'll be focusing more on Albion, so maybe you can make the decision more then if you'd like to see more of that. Alright, that's going to be it for me. Again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.